Yo, what's good, y'all, man? We got Scarlet Witch, man. Future Solar Film teams up in WandaVision season 2. You feel me, man? And yeah, like it up, sub, and yeah, let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and still, right now, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is all anybody can talk about right now.
Yep, that's all. Yep, facts. Okay.
And right off the bat, if you have not seen Doctor Strange 2, we are going to be talking about some spoilers, some big ones. So if you haven't seen it, now's the time to click away.
At this time, what is it, May? At this time, May 19th, you know, movie's still going on. It's still, that money's still going crazy. You should have been watching that movie already. Type shit. You know what I mean? You should have been watching the movie already. I ain't gonna lie. If you didn't watch it, I don't like waiting for. But you should have been watching that shit, no cap.
Specifically, what we are going to be talking about is if Wanda is dead or not.
I think she alive, though. I think she alive type shit. Because they ain't show it, though.
Marvel Studios kind of left that up for interpretation at the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and of course they did that on purpose. Their whole point was for us to kind of think that she's gone, but also at the same time not really know because they didn't physically show her die. And the writer for Doctor Strange 2, Michael Waldron, even came out recently and talked about this in a recent interview, which we're going to break down. And of course talk about the future of the Scarlet Witch. If she returns, will she be good or will she be evil? If she returns,
I think she'd be good, though, because I mean when she saw the kids, she automatically she changed. You feel me? So she might be good. And plus she's short of Darkhold, the Dark book, whatever that shit called. So I think she'd be good though. In a way, though, she'd be good. Back to what we used to in Avengers type shit.
Her own eyes, but how will the rest of the Avengers and other heroes view her after what just happened in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? We'll break it all down in this video, and of course if you're new, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So a lot of the latest news is talking about how the Scarlet Witch most likely isn't done, and even Elizabeth Olsen is talking about the future of Wanda and the Scarlet Witch as well, so we could probably assume that there's a lot more coming from her. But it looks like Marvel wants us to not really know what's going to happen at the time. At least that was their plan for the ending of Multiverse of Madness, where Wundagore Mountain kind of falls on top of Wanda. Remember the good old Marvel rule: if you don't see them physically die, there's always a chance that they could come back.
Facts.
And during an interview with Variety, Michael Waldron was asked if Wanda actually died or not, in which he replied, "I think that's up for interpretation. She made some kind of sacrificial act that destroyed the Darkhold in every universe, which is protecting Wanda in every universe from being seduced by the Darkhold. Whether she's dead or not remains to be seen. I know what it's like to love characters and to not want them to be gone and to hate when they do bad things, but that's the fun of watching stuff and getting swept up in it. Now here's the deal, if you actually think Wanda's dead, I'm gonna go, but that's part of the fun of watching stuff and getting swept up in it. Now here's the deal, if you actually think Wanda's dead, I'm gonna go ahead and say she's not. Typically when Marvel characters die, specifically main MCU Avengers.
That's what I was saying. She a main MCU motherfucker, so I know she ain't gonna die. If they wanted to, then yeah, they gonna let her, you feel me? We gonna see the shit. But she the main motherfucker, so she got a lot of shit in storage still. You know what I mean, for Scarlet Witch.
Characters, they're pretty clear that they die. Also, the actors and actresses typically talk about what their time was like playing that superhero, how they're gonna miss that time, how it was a dream come true, and how they're going to always reflect back on and be super happy about what they did as that character, and how it was just time to move on. This is what happened with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans as Captain America. And notice that the characters who are still around that never really discussed their fate or future of the character have all decided to come back. Mark Ruffalo is back as the Hulk in She-Hulk. Chris Hemsworth, of course, is back as Thor in Thor Love and Thunder. Basically, when an actor is done being a character, we know. And here's the deal. Elizabeth Olsen has actually been talking about the future of the Scarlet Witch recently. And not many people remember this, but Kevin Feige actually specifically stated about a year ago that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness will not be the last place we see Wanda. In an interview with Deadline, they were talking about WandaVision, and they asked Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige if there would be an evolution of Wanda's storyline through other properties, in which he replied yes to an evolution of storyline, probably and inevitably in many different capacities, and this was an obvious reference to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because this was a year before it came out. But check this out. He then went on to say, referring again to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he said, "That's the first place where that story will continue, but there will be other places." So this was almost a full year ago in an interview with Deadline, and this is the Marvel Studios president telling us that there's going to be other places where the Scarlet Witch's story is continued. So it looks like not only is the Scarlet Witch not done, but the story for her might have already been planned out. And this actually makes me wonder if they have planned a WandaVision season 2.
I've always wondered, like, is the WandaVision season 2 gonna happen, or is this gonna just you just Scarlet Witch shit? You know what I mean? I don't know yet. You know, we're still trying to figure it out though.
Because something that struck me as rather odd about Multiverse of Madness is that there was not much mention of Vision, and we never even saw him. Not even in a flashback. I don't think there
Yeah, that's facts.
were any pictures of him. I think they mentioned his name maybe one time when she said Viz, and they referred to him in other times, but he really was not a part of this movie. It was all about her kids. But don't forget, White Vision is out there somewhere. We have no idea what happened to him. We have no idea what his future story is, but maybe that's where WandaVision 2 comes into place. The first season was a huge success. It would make sense that they would do another one. And Kevin Feige pretty much a year ago was already talking about Wanda's story popping up in other places after Multiverse of Madness. So you never know. Now, in recent interviews, people of course are asking Elizabeth Olsen what's next, and every time she talks about this, she makes no mention that she is done as the character. In fact, she says that she is pretty excited to continue to play the character and excited to see what stories could come along for her. But it looks like she might have somewhat of an idea of what could be next for the Scarlet Witch. Here's what she had to say in an interview with Fandango. "If there's a good idea, I'm happy to play her. I also think her being old will actually be kind of amazing. In the comics, her power kind of deteriorates her and ages her in a way in some of the comics. I do think of that as being kind of amazing. I kind of imagine myself one day with like prosthetics and silver hair and like playing her as this like older wise woman, and so I do have this dream of aging her quite a bit. I just really think she's ancient in her, like the myth of the Scarlet Witch is this ancient myth. And so that's something that I kind of adore about a potential future that I'm just kind of throwing out, and I really don't know where it would go." That would be an interesting storyline, but fortunately for us, and maybe unfortunately for Elizabeth Olsen, I think she's going to be returning before then, especially if you consider the rumors about her signing a deal with Marvel for multiple more projects.
Yeah, the contract, yeah.
This will most likely include her own solo feature, but will include her teaming up with some other people as well. Now, I don't think that she'll be playing an Avenger anytime soon, because I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange is going to have a part of the Avengers right now. Also, Wong seems to be a pretty prominent member of the MCU right now. He's been showing up everywhere. And
yeah, he's up in She-Hulk, he gonna show up in She-Hulk, and he gonna show up in some other film. I'm like, he everywhere, but he has sources, so he gonna be everywhere, you know, in the MCU.
And we just got confirmation that he's going to be appearing in She-Hulk.
Yep.
He might have a little bit of a problem with Wanda being a part of the Avengers. He was just kind of tortured by her, and plus, not to mention, his girlfriend died trying to kill the Darkhold. And she killed a lot of his students. So I'm thinking Wong's not okay with her being an Avenger. However, the darker side of the MCU right now is being established, and definitely the mystic side is coming out. We have Moon Knight, we have Blade coming up, and Multiverse of Madness truly had a darker tone to it. Ghost Rider was supposed to appear in Multiverse of Madness, but that scene was cut.
Yeah, I heard about that, Ghost Rider.
And we have the Black Knight coming, so hopefully the Midnight Suns are being set up, and hopefully Wanda can be a part of the Midnight Suns. Plus, not to mention, at the end of Doctor Strange 2 in the post-credit, Clea was introduced, and she says that Doctor Strange caused an incursion. Well, Wanda is a Nexus being, a reality warping being, and it looks like she somehow has managed to communicate across the multiverse, as she was able to destroy the Darkhold in every different universe. She could always come back to actually help Doctor Strange kind of do damage control on what she caused, because let's face it, the only reason Doctor Strange had to multiverse jump was because of the Scarlet Witch, so it is kind of all her fault. So I definitely think there's potential for her to return in Doctor Strange 3. However, I do think she is going to to eventually get her own solo movie, not her and Doctor Strange or her and another character, but her own solo movie. And this could be about the relationship between her and her father at one point in time in the comics, who is
yeah, true.
Magneto. Once you get the X-Men and mutants rolling into the MCU, this could be an incredible storyline. Magneto finds out how powerful she is and he wants to go and recruit her for his team. But then of course you would have Professor X, who would try to stop Magneto and get her to join him. Kind of similar to X-Men The Final Stand with the Phoenix Force, instead it's the Scarlet Witch. I'm also excited for the fact that we could be getting a WandaVision Season 2. There has been absolutely no confirmation about this whatsoever yet.
Also we get some. So we got WandaVision, I ain't gonna lie.
But the way Kevin Feige talked about her story and continuing after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness leads me to believe that they do have plans for her. And right now Marvel shows are getting continuations. What if Season 2 is coming, and actually Loki Season 2 is about to start filming?
Yeah, around this year, yeah. This year. So.
It would make sense that Wanda would get a Season 2 of WandaVision. It might not be called WandaVision, but it's very clear that there is a lot more of Wanda's story left. Specifically, what did happen with that other vision? It looks like we are eventually going to find out, as it looks like the Scarlet Witch is not done in the MCU and Elizabeth Olsen will be returning to play her. So let me know what you would like to see as far as the story is concerned for the Scarlet Witch in the MCU. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. You know what I'm saying? For a solo film, or it might be a solo film, or a WandaVision Season 2. You feel me? Or a team up, you know, with Doctor Strange Part 3. But yeah, it's a lot of exciting news, man, for Wanda. I ain't gonna lie though. But she ain't dead though, man. She's still alive. You know, we ain't see her guy get killed yet. So yeah, so she gonna be back. She's gonna be back. I say it's gonna be good because she did destroy the dark hole for the whole universe. So I think she gonna be good though, type shit. But yeah, like it up, sub, and yeah, alright. Peace.